Hello, Blythe, Evie, Joe, Jack, Callum, Cadence, Lucy, Orion, and anyone else who's listening. Welcome to Story Time. Today's story is David Gets in Trouble, written and illustrated by David Shannon. On the very front cover, flap in the front, it says, David doesn't mean to get in trouble. It's not his fault. Most of the time, it's just an accident, or maybe he forgot something, or some furniture got in the way. Once again, David Shannon proves he knows every excuse in the book, especially when faced with the age-old problem of dealing with grown-ups. No, David! David Gets in Trouble by David Shannon. The author's note says, a few years ago, my mother sent me a book I made when I was a little boy. It was illustrated with drawings of David doing all sorts of things he wasn't supposed to do, and the text consisted entirely of the words no and David. They were the only words I knew how to spell. I thought it would be fun to make a new version celebrating all the time-honored ways moms say no. Like the original, it was called No David. In the sequel, David Goes to School, David found out that his teacher had her own ways of saying no. Well, now it's David's turn to speak, and it turns out that no is a big part of his vocabulary too. Of course, when his mom says no, it's because she worries about his safety and she wants him to grow up to be a good person. Deep down, she's really saying, I love you. But when David says no, it usually means, I don't want to get in trouble. And it's dedicated to my little troublemaker, Emma, and to Heidi, her mom, who has to say no. When David gets in trouble, he always says, no, it's not my fault. It looks like he's colored on the walls, doesn't it? I didn't mean to. Look, he's on a skateboard in the house and he's knocked over a table with a lamp on it. Yikes. It was an accident. Do you see he's hit a baseball through the window onto the windowsill, hit a plant over. The window's broken. It was an accident. Do I have to? He does not want to eat fried eggs. Can you believe that? I know that some of y'all love fried eggs. But he obviously doesn't. Look at the look on his face. Do I have to? I forgot. This is my favorite. He forgot to put on his pants before going to school. Look at the little boy standing on the sidewalk, leaning over, laughing, and his mother's running behind him with his pants. And he is just walking to school in his underwear. My dog ate my homework. Look, he's got his hands up. That's his excuse for not bringing his homework in. Look at the little girl sitting next to him, looking at him out of the corner of her eye, and the other boy laughing. And then there's Fergus, his dog, with his homework in his mouth. I couldn't help it. It's Dickens Elementary School class picture. And look, everybody else is standing up straight and tall or on their knees, and David's on his knees but with his arms out and making a crazy face. One of the things I love about David is his teeth. He's got some crazy teeth, doesn't he? I was hungry. Oh no, look, he's eating doggy yums. He's eating doggy food. Any of y'all ever eaten dog food? He says it was because I was hungry. But she likes it. Look, he's pulling the cat's tail. And look at the look on the cat's face and how the cat's like almost going up in the air. And he says, but she likes it. You think the cat likes that? It slipped. Look at how he's holding a dinosaur, a twisty straw, a bag of chips, a box of donuts, and he had grape juice in his hand, but it fell and spilled all over the floor. And he said, it slipped. You think he was maybe carrying a little bit too much? But Dad says it. Oh, look, he's got soap in his mouth. That must have been the punishment for saying a bad word. His excuse is his dad says it. We know how that goes, don't we? Excuse me. He's sitting at the table and he's burping so loud that it's about to blow out a candle, and it's blowing the flowers to the side, away from where they are in the vase. Man, that is one huge burp. No, it wasn't me. Look at his handprint in the cake and the chocolate cake all over his face, and he's saying, it wasn't me. Yes, it was me. Remember when he was having the cake, he was in his pajamas, and now he's in bed, and he's calling out, saying, yes, it was me. Because he wants to say, I'm sorry. So then his mother comes in and loves on him, and he says, I love you, Mom. And he does, doesn't he? The same way his mom loves him. This is information on the back flap of the cover about David Shannon, who wrote the book, and he grew up in Washington, in Spokane, Washington, and now he lives in Los Angeles with his wife, Heidi, their daughter, Emma, and their dog, Fergus. So remember, the book was dedicated to his little troublemaker, Emma, and her mom, Heidi, who has to tell her no. On the very back cover of the book is all these timers that have been set. On the front cover, remember, he's sitting in timeout in a corner, and there's a timer set, and it says David gets in trouble. So this is all the different timers that have been set for poor David when he gets in trouble. I like David. I hope you like that story. I thought it was kind of fun. So tomorrow we're going to be reading another Berenstain Bears book. It's The Berenstain Bears and Too Much Birthday. This one will be really fun too. Take good care of yourselves. Love on each other. Continue to love yourself all the time. And always remember that I love you all to the moon and back. We'll be back tomorrow when I read The Berenstain Bears and Too Much Birthday for story time. Bye-bye.